You're talented, you make great videos, but you're still stuck doing cheap edits for random businesses. And here's the truth, it's not because your work isn't good enough, but it's because your offer sucks. No one's told you the real reason why clients aren't buying. And so today I'm gonna uncover why selling just a video keeps you underpaid, the mindset shift to selling clarity, confidence, and outcomes, and how to create an offer premium clients actually want to buy. So what is the real problem? Most creators sell just a video. The amount of creatives that I've seen out in the industry who are selling a video but not actually showing what that video is going to prove for the business, what purpose it's actually going to drive, they're genuinely just selling a video. They're giving the business no reason to actually purchase their product. And the reason behind that is because they don't know the difference between selling a video and selling an outcome. Those are two very, very different things. And that's the difference between an amateur videographer and becoming the modern filmmaker. And clients don't want just a file, they want a result. And what I mean by that is the video needs to actually provide some purpose, whether that's bringing in more customers, providing client trust, building an audience. Those three different things on top of a whole bunch of different reasons why clients want videos, which you need to discover, is the reason that they're going to purchase your product. It's not going to be because you're using these flashy transitions that you see in these gimbal movement reels. You're going to create a video that's genuinely going to provide a result for a client. And so if your offer does sound like I'll shoot and edit for $500, you will always remain underpaid. And even whether that's $500, $1,000, ultimately the way that you present your offer to the client is either going to determine if you get the client or you don't. If you're providing a product that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, but you're still providing it and delivering that message in the wrong way, they're still not going to buy. It all depends on how you actually deliver the product to the client. And it really just comes down to the way you say it. That's ultimately the biggest problem that you're probably facing with your offer is delivery and setting those expectations. Because clients don't want to be coming to you and asking questions. They want to be coming to you and getting answers. They want to go to you because you're the expert. They want to talk to you because you're the guy who's the proven person in that industry. It's like getting a plumber to come to your house and you asking them, well, how do I fix this toilet? It's their job. Get them to do it. Why are you asking them questions, you know? You have to be the one that's in control. You've always got to be in control and sounding like you know what you do. Because if you don't, it's game over from there. It's a very slippery slope and you don't want to end up there. You need to sound very confident and have clarity around your offer. And so why do high ticket clients actually buy? Premium clients buy certainty. They want to know what they're getting. And what I mean by that is they don't want to know that they're just getting a video. What comes with the video? How long is it going to take? What's involved? There's so many different variables involved when it comes to a video project. And I hate when a client comes to us and they ask us, how much is a video going to be? How can you price up anything when you don't know what's involved? And what we always like to say is, well, how much does a holiday cost? Are you flying first class? Are you going 5-star? Are we staying in hostels? Are we going private? What's the video going to look like? What's involved? Creating clarity, trust, and outcomes is going to be the biggest key in delivering that message. Figuring out what they want is number one, but then giving them that clarity to move forward, knowing that they know what they're getting and they know that this video is actually giving their business a purpose. Why they're making this video. It's not just a fancy, flashy little video that they're going to post up. What results are going to bring? That's what they're wanting to know. And so the reason I put not another videographer, but a creative partner is because I love the saying working with a business rather than working for a business. I love having a client relationship where you don't feel like you're working for them. You don't feel like they're just demanding orders of you. You want to work with a client and actually have a good relationship. So this is the identity shift you need to have. You're not just an editor or a videographer for hire. You're a modern filmmaker. You don't think like those videographers or editors. You don't rock up like the guy who just rocks up with his camera and just creates some social media reels that have no purpose for their business. You want to make sure that you're owning the strategy, you're owning the clarity and the vision, and you'll own your pricing too. Because that's when you can charge rates that people actually respect you for. That's the difference. You're the guy that comes with a brand direction and vision for their business. So stop thinking like the guy that just rocks up with a camera and start thinking like the brand director. Work with the business rather than for the business. And this is where we talk about crafting an offer that lands those high ticket clients. an offer that genuinely resonates with your ideal customer. Let's create an offer that the people want to buy, and it's a no-brainer. Let's create an offer that's so simple for the client as well. Make it easy for them to understand. When people have a 30 document invoice with all the things involved, the client doesn't understand what's going on. Create something that's genuinely so simple for the client. Why not make this business as simple as possible? I feel like a lot of people in this industry overcomplicate what we're actually doing. So the 3 things I like to say is outcome over output, confidence over confusion, and solution over the service. These 3 things will give you ultimate clarity around your offer. So this is where I start with outcome over output. Stop selling a video, start selling outcomes. I did touch on this before, but the example I used is someone selling a 30-second ad that builds trust with their audience. And this is what you don't want to do. Sell a 30-second reel that gives them 2 revisions, because it's just creating more headaches for you. A great way to phrase it is providing them trust for their audience, because everyone who can build more trust with their audience is ultimately going to lead to a paying customer. The more trust you build, the more willing the customer will be to pay. So if you can keep building that trust over time with your client through content, that's going to give them their authority to be able to get them paying customers. So even pieces of content like this right now, I'm building trust with you guys, with my own audience. Because right now in 2025, building trust with your audience is probably one of the biggest things you can do. You don't directly have to sell them on giving them direct customers, giving them X amount of customers per month. I don't believe you can guarantee that, but being able to say that you can provide audience trust through these pieces of content, through these types of content, that's going to give you leverage to be able to charge the rates that you're worth. Everyone is so confused around what they're actually charging. And like I've said, a vague offer equals low trust. Don't have an offer that's so open-ended. A clear offer is going to actually perceive you as premium by having an offer that you can directly give to them. Once again, touching back on before, you don't want to have a 30 tab quote that you send over to them, because a lot of the time they don't even know what's involved. Breaking that down, yes, is very crucial, but to an extent. There's definitely a fine line between confusing the client and making it very simple for them to understand. So you want to spell it out exactly what they're getting and why it matters, yes, but spell it out in a way where it doesn't confuse the shit out of them. I said this in my previous video, but a confused mind says no. If you confuse them as the first impression, they're not going to be very willing to work with you again. Keep it extremely, extremely simple. And the process from getting the project locked in to completing the project and finalizing the final edit and sending it back, we need that to be as simple as possible. You are the solution. Stop selling just a service. You're bringing a solution to their business. I touched on this before, but being able to solve a problem in their business is going to be the reason you either land the client or you don't. So for example, building that trust with their customers is providing a solution. And understand the client's pain. Understand what they're feeling right now. If they don't understand social media very well, but they know that building an audience online is very important, that's perfect for you. That's when you come in. And then build a package to solve it. Being able to create a package that's so easy for the client to understand that it's a no-brainer. You can land these clients on repeat because you have a package to solve that problem. How to package your offer. This is very variable depending on the client, and I think having a structured package makes a lot of sense in going into this, but obviously it is variable depending on the client and depending on what they're wanting. That's when you got to discover more in their business about what could be solved. So that's why having a 3-tiered structured package would make the most sense here. So how I've laid this out is the starter, the core, and the premium. The difference between the starter and the premium needs to be day and night. The starter package is anyone can afford this, to the more premium package where your high-end clients can afford it, but your starter ones, it's definitely not in their range. But you also want to keep this day and night, because if anyone can afford the starter package, it's a great way to get a client in the door. If the premium package is a lot higher, they're going to perceive the starter one as cheap because they're looking at the difference in price. They're looking at the starter package and saying, shit, this one's X amount less than the premium. I'm getting such a good deal here. That's the way you want them to perceive your pricing. Because if they do that, you get them in the door. And you still want to make it a rate that's fair for you. Because if you do get a client in the door, that's when you can start upselling them. they may have a whole bunch of projects that need done in the near future, but let's just get the content rolling with their business. Even if it's just starting small with some social media work, they're going to see the quality of your work and know that this guy can keep providing a good result again and again and again. And that's when you really start building that relationship with the client. And then having that high-end premium offer really allows for those high-end clients to be able to pay that rate and get an amazing result that's worthwhile for you, and those premium clients can afford that. And so why does this work? It works because premium clients want more than a video. And that's where you make that difference. They just want someone who can complete the entire job without even having to stress about what time we're going to do it, where we're going to be. That's your job. And so that's what you need to solve in their business as well. And so when you can communicate confidence, value, and clarity, that's when the objections disappear. Create all of those in your business, and you won't have to worry about a client complaining. And so if you are watching this and are feeling stuck with your offer, you feel like you don't have the clarity and clients are complaining or asking you a ton of questions and you're getting all those revisions, I can help you. And I want you to DM me Film on Instagram, and I want to help you out. I'm going to send you my 3-day pitch pack, which is really going to break all this down. And I want to point you in the right direction. I want to help as many people in this industry strive to get those bigger projects, land those bigger clients, because that's ultimately where everyone wants to be in this industry, working with those amazing brands. And so if you guys want to create a brand that attracts those premium clients, click here for my next video and you can see exactly how we've done it with our business. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon.